Alright, we're recording.
Live. It's gonna start getting hot in this dungeon as this summer.
Yeah, in Inner Earth it does get kind of hot.
It's cracking. Thursday.
No, not too much. Oh, I didn't bring my other phone.
Thursday.
On the device, I can't look at the chat.
Oh, well, the chat will have to.
It was an unplanned kind of...
This was impromptu. So
it was.
You show up in the chat and you're watching this and...
Sorry, we can't communicate with you.
We can't communicate with you. All of our devices are...
It's not like we fucking communicate with you anyway.
We love you. We do.
Leave
it in the comments. We're happy to talk afterwards. Right. We'll be back on the weekend. We'll be back Saturday.
That's right.
We're happy to talk afterwards.
We'll be here.
What's cracking? Thursday. How's the week going?
I was going to ask you the same thing. My
week's going good.
Pretty good.
Week's going good. Bad news here in Edmonton. Start the morning off.
Yeah.
Bad news. So RIP goes out to a couple of officers.
Fallen, yeah.
Right. I know we got some people in our comic book community that work in some version of law enforcement or first responders, I guess you'd call it, whether it's fire department or the ambulance or anything like that. So anytime shit like that happens, it was a rough way to start up. Like I work for the municipality here, right? So like it's one of those things where you hear about that stuff pretty much instantly, and right. So that stuff gets that was a good week.
It was a good week.
It's a good week personally. Sort of a bad look for the city here for this one little moment in time, unfortunately. But we'll get over it. We always do. We're a strong town.
Absolutely.
Come from that strong Edmonton mine and blood, right? that oil mine and blood, right? Oilers are doing good. McDavid still just. I mean, he got a little banged up the other night. People were a little concerned, but I don't think it's going to be.
Did he get like rushed?
Yeah, he got smashed. He got hit in the knee. So ouch. I mean, it was a little bit of everybody held their collective breath for a moment, and then things seemed to. I haven't seen anything crazy detrimental so far. So even if McDavid needs to take a night or two off, I think he's going to be just fine. Yeah. The cities, we're creeping into spring here because it's cold as balls here. This isn't some average ass tepid. I don't know where you live, and you might think you know what cold is, but we would invite you to come and see what cold's really like.
Come check out Alberta.
So we've got spring coming up, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice spring because it was actually kind of a mild winter. I know we've talked about this before, so enjoying that. That's how my week was.
Really?
That's how my week was.
Well,
it's been good so far. Yeah. No alien abductions. no bump.
Not that I remember. Usually, you can't remember your abductions. You get hypnotized. So
don't they do bum probing though on those things? Because I'd like to remember that.
How much information can you get from a bum?
Feels like some memories I'd like to have. Like
that's what I don't get.
First time. I hate to think the first time just disappears, like ghosts me.
Whoa!
Imagine getting ghosted by your first time. They go to another universe.
Yeah, lady story out there for that.
Right, that's not us, that's aliens.
Right,
that's aliens. That's aliens.
Aliens all the time, that's right.
They didn't leave you on red. Don't be complaining about. You know what? I was gonna talk about this next, but just since we're kind of on this, I'll go back to what I was gonna talk about. But since we're on this, you know what one of my favorite things in this world is?
Yes.
Well, okay. Do you want to take a guess at what it is out loud? Are we going to be...
Are you saying your favorite thing in the world?
One of mine. Because I don't know if you... I've got a bunch of favorite things. It really depends on the situation I'm in.
Right, because I know one thing that you said a lot that's your favorite.
Okay, let me hear what that is, but then I'm going to assume you're probably wrong.
I am probably... No, you go first. I want to see if I was even close.
Okay, one of my favorite things in the world is voyeurism. I love the internet because while I'm somebody who's been in a relationship for 23 years, it's been a long relationship. Married, shut up, wifey.
Congratulations.
Love you, wifey. Right, I'm not, But I love watching relationship like advice or, break up or rebound videos on YouTube and TikTok. And I understand a lot of these people are in some hard ways sometimes. I don't want what would possess you to turn the camera on when you're just like emotionally decimated. Get it together. Like that is baffling to me.
Handle your shit.
It is fucking bad. But anyways, you want to do it. That's absolutely your business.
Was it somebody personally that we know?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just
over in general.
I like this as sport.
Oh,
you know how some people shoot deer as sport and you shouldn't do that. You should only shoot like animals for meat. I do this for sport. It's like my one little
fulfilling.
So I was gonna talk about this as the next topic, but we were kind of talking about things sort of related. So I just figured I'd meander into this. So TikTok, people out there having relationship issues. I am not going to give any unsolicited relationship advice, despite having a long relationship, because everybody's different. You don't know what kind of wacko people are dealing with.
No.
It's like things don't apply just like cut and paste from here to here.
I'm not going to say any names, but a single person tried to give you relationship advice recently in the past couple months here. It was hilarious.
That was a coupled person, wasn't it? Or there was a coupled person that did it too.
At
a party we were at. Right. So there was, it's all comedy to me. But I'm not about to, I just enjoy the behind the curtain, take a look at the wizard, where people are having these full on emotional events on the internet.
Apart.
And whether it's anger or it's revenge or it's like sadness, it comes in all forms and fashions, like no doubt about it, right? But it's so, I've never had an adult relationship. Like I do obviously with you and with the audience.
Platonic, just to let you know.
Sometimes. I mean,
I forget a kiss.
If he could, just go, press the issue, son. Why don't you make a man out of me? No, what I'm saying is, I've never had an adult relationship. I don't know what those are. So to see it from an outsider's perspective and just see the calamity it looks like people are dealing with in that situation looks unnerving. It's terrifying. That looks like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on Facebook.
Well, I've been in some scenarios like that, in some relationships that are baffling to be in, that you don't know what to do when you're in them, because you're like, wow, this is
right. I'm not gonna.
No, but
no personal.
Comical. It's very, very comical.
I like the people that go on and do the long diatribes. Personally, I want to hear you give me the behind the curtain, VIP peek into how your relationship destroyed itself in 5 easy steps. Where a lot of people that's, I think, the most interesting part, the part that I'm most intrigued by, is how little insight into these people's own words they have as they speak. It's like they say things about stuff that are clearly part of what the issue would be, but they gloss over stuff as if that's a pro, a benefit. They pretend what they just said, or a behavior that they inhabit, doesn't negatively affect things to the other person. It's so remarkable how not lucid people seem to be.
Yes.
They're completely removed from themselves in this strange bubble of can do no wrong.
A lot of these diatribes are a lot of similarities between every single one of them. They're very predictable in what they say, because it's just regurgitated stuff from one video to the next.
I guess I'm lucky that wifey thinks I'm appealing and I got good pipe game, because I am habitually fallible. So if I was single, I don't know what I would do. I'd be the only single person on social media that would be making videos about how I'm just the bumbling fucking idiot. Because everybody else is sure that it's the other person.
Oh, absolutely.
They're sure that it's the other gender. They're sure that it's everything but the person in the mirror. And
of course, accountability.
As somebody I already know I'm flawed. And I don't even have people testing me. I already know I'm. So if I was single, I'd be on the internet. I don't know if I'd be crying. You might not catch me doing the full-on tears and waterworks, but I'll be on there being like, damn, I fucked another one up. I knew it. I'm so stupid.
Well, see, that you know that you fucked things up and that you are flawed, but see, these other people, they don't know. They don't understand
that's the intriguing part, is how these other people are humans. They're sentient, from what I imagine. They're not the NPCs who've been programmed into this game that we're all plugged into, or what it. I assume these are other people, and they have no ability to reflect on their own behavior or their traits and say damn, what I am doing is.
I think they are. It's like one of those kind of robots that vacuum and they get stuck in the corner. They just keep bouncing, hitting their head in the corner.
Much like we talked about with Jack Campbell as the goaltender for the Oilers. If he was trying to fuck up, and I would feel better about that. If they were NPCs, I'd feel better. It's the fact that a lot of these people seem to be victims of their own devices. I didn't know interpersonal relationships were this tricky. Maybe it's the baggage. Maybe it comes from like there being tons of false starts. I guess maybe if you were a runner and you were like,
but that's what they brag about, though, right?
People,
the baggage.
People.
That's what they brag about the most.
Project. Well, that's what people talk about the most.
Wasn't that be bragging though?
Is it bragging?
If you talk about it the most, that's bragging.
It seems like
pain. Showing off.
It seems like pain because if you're talking about it the most, wouldn't that be like? That's kind of like people talk about like, oh, my shoulder's killing me, like.
Right, but you talk to that to like people you know. You don't go on the internet and be like, "Yo, man, my shoulder's hurting again, guys." Like,
I think the internet now to a lot of people is the people
like therapy?
they know, right? Like for us, I just don't have anything to confess. I'm doing this. I'm doing this over on my TikTok. Did you see the accountability video?
I did not have
yesterday.
To do that.
No, I put it up yesterday. So I'm doing 99 days like Gretzky. I'm doing a 99-day accountability. Started yesterday.
Was that on your personal one?
Yeah. Oh, this is going to go to my birthday. So till June 22nd, I'll be 41. So yeah, join me on that if you want to be accountable or if you want to hold me accountable and punch me in the dick.
For 60
if
seconds.
If you see me not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I'm supposed to be behaving, right? So come over. That's on the personal TikTok, but you can find it on the social medias. If you guys know us, you know us, and otherwise it's out there. It's Cody Noakes. Look it up. CODI. There you go.
There you go.
But hold me accountable. 99 days, doing a few different things. I mean, I don't have a whole bunch of I don't have a big confessional. I'd love to be able to sit on your couch and tell you that I'm like bogged down with a lot of these.
We can do like a web series where I'm like your therapist.
Give me the truth serum. Like I don't have anything.
They're trying to hypnotize you or whatever.
I'm a nitpicker. You know that. Like, where do you think you get this list making behavior for? Like, I'm a habitual list maker and a task checker already.
Yeah.
So I'm only adding to my list of things. So like, I would imagine some people are going to see my stuff and interpret it and be like, damn, that looks cumbersome. Like, you're really going to try to take that on and do that. And they don't realize, like, I've done keto for like multiple years in a row without a cheat day. And, like, I've been like a big bodybuilder and we've done some really extraneous stuff. So I kind of like testing my metal as it is. So what I'm doing to some people might seem a little bit extreme just because when you look at it from an outsider's perspective, if you're not attuned to any of that stuff, that looks like a hell of a big jumping off point. But to me, a lot of it is just trying to like shore up some loose ends that I let waver on days when my willpower isn't great. And a lot of the other things are just more like in there as like a reminder, like the 1 meal a day thing. Like, again, I've been used to dieting for a lot of years. To other people, they look at that and go like, you're going carnivore and 1 meal a day for 99 days in a row. And it's like, yeah, but like I do that anyways, like all the time. I'm just kind of like counting it in this time frame. So like for other people, I wouldn't recommend just all of a sudden jump into something like super uncomfortable because it's going to feel like a lot of work. Like me, what I'm really trying to get under control is the store.
Yeah,
we've
so I
talked
know that,
about this. This is a real thing in my. I'll do a TikTok video tomorrow and update.
Is this the only place that they can find or follow your journey is on TikTok or the
TikTok? And I'm moving over to Instagram. My Instagram's public, and I follow myself with Big Beaver Con, so you can find who I am, right? So, but what was I saying?
Oh shit! I know I really interrupted you.
You interrupt, and I had something going there. I was saying something about importance. Oh, I'll put it on the TikTok. Oh, like I was saying, and I'll show you guys like my day timer now and the way I already do stuff, and that'll give maybe you guys a bit of an insight into the fact that I'm already a drill sergeant over here with myself, and that this isn't like a big leap off for me. So again, the spending is a thing I'm really trying to hone in on because that is a bit of an issue for me, and it's not because I spend ridiculous amounts of money or anything, but I have a habit of going to the store, of going to 7-Eleven and buying a pop and this, that, and the other. Like, just
convenience store.
It's the convenience, and it's not it's all diet. I'm always stay on my stuff. Like, I only buy pepperoni if I go.
Trickle effect. Here.
But it's I'm doing 1 meal a day, so there's no eating during the day anyways. There's only eating 1 meal. You watch me.
I can confirm that.
That's the only meal I'll eat till tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the store, it's the being a bitch to it that bugs me. It's the not having the control over the being weak in the moment thing. That bothers me. It's not the money, because that little bit of money it's not that relevant. but it's the action or lack of control over the action.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the smoking. I mentioned that in the video too. Like I'll have 2 or 3 smokes throughout the day. It's not a matter of I'm going to get lung cancer from 2 or 3 smokes. It's the impulse to have 2 or 3 smokes that bother me. Mm-hmm. So when people will look at it, it might seem to them like, wow, you're changing all. It's like, I'm not really drastically changing much. I'm trying to not spend $7 or $8 a day in a 7-Eleven. I'm trying to not smoke like 3 cigarettes a day. And then I'm also trying to remain for 99 straight days or whatever cumulative amount of weeks that is, doing my training program that I do 5 days a week, doing my eating schedule that I do, doing the schedule for our business, BigBeaverComics.com, Big Beaver Comics, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Big Beaver Cards, BB Card Sales, all that stuff. But BigBeaverComics.com mainly. Anyways, to do all this stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, I just like to have that all laid out in front of me. And I want to look back and reflect on time well spent and work well done in a cumulative fashion. And that's why I'm doing it and calling it an accountability challenge. I know it's fucking boring. And people think like, Jesus, what are you fucking 90? And it's like, yeah, I only feel good when I'm on my shit. I don't feel good when I just wing it. I don't like winging it. I like putting it down and having an itinerary and knowing what I need to get done and trying to fill spare time with anything but idle hands. Because it doesn't ever lead anywhere of prosperity. Like it's not again, don't have any bad habits, but wasting time to me, and it's a particular thing to me, I don't project this on other people, but to me, wasting time, it bugs me. It gets in my head and it starts to make me feel like I'm wasting a little bit of opportunity. Yeah. So I like to do things. Here we are on a Thursday. So this is just a little extra. So from the TikTok voyeurism, which is one of my fucking wastes of time that we...
What'd you call that? What'd you call that? It's not a waste of time.
I
guess it is a waste of time.
It's a decompressor.
Guilty pleasure, man?
I guess, sure, right. There's periods of time that I have allocated throughout my day where I have the ability to turn social media on. So again, I'm not scrolling on, I guess I should say that I'm not scrolling on TikTok. I'm looking at people who put together like compilation videos. So this is like much longer 12 or 14 minute things, right? So it's, again, that doesn't make that fucking better, but it makes it so that when I'm doing something where my hands are occupied and my eyes are occupied, I can turn something on with just volume and I can listen to the song and dance. Because I can interpret the crazy in the eyes when I hear your song and dance and how none of it corresponds with itself.
Right.
So I don't need to like see you physically. Plus the humiliation of looking at someone while they're humiliated. It's a bit of a taxing. I feel bad. I got my morals compass starts going up.
Empath.
I want to just be like, no, just come with me.
Shut up.
Just stop. Stop. Have you ever thought about investing in a typewriter and these smartphones are just for the birds? Like, these are not for you.
Right.
This instant access
Once
to
you can
emotional
double think your
upload.
words.
Pardon?
Once you can double think your words, you can do that with a typewriter. You can't do that on social media when you go live or when you post it. But I don't think most people just go like post their stuff.
I mean, I have the opportunity to go live every day, and so do you. And like we have.
Yeah, but you have the right state of mind, right? You're not.
Even when things are sideways, I'm in the right state of mind.
Right.
I'm smart. Right. That's why a lot of that is comedic.
You hear some of these people that like trip shit when they don't have Chick McNuggets at McDonald's? People are crazy out there. Crazy. It's like a Mad Max Wild West.
I always like to think that you never know what somebody's going through. And that's why you don't want to ever really cross people you don't know. Because you don't know what they went through that morning. You don't know somebody didn't just lose their dog an hour ago and you're going to decide to poke the bear and find out this person's gotten that. So when I see stuff like that, and I'm not sure of the context, I just see someone in public or whatever, like losing their marbles. I'm not sure if I find it funny or sad because I don't know. But when I see you and you're here, you're very lucid. You set up a camera, you're safe. You're not being tracked by like a werewolf or starving. You're not like living in your car, even though they all film these in their car.
They do.
They're all
always from
they're
the car.
all in the car.
Car, bathroom.
Car is the safe space.
But
it's interesting to watch because they like cognitively go through it. They aren't being filmed from a bystander.
Oh no, they're filming themselves.
It's a strange kind of a virtue. Like it's like a martyring too, Because what it is it's a lot of people trying to get empathetic comments and likes because people feel maybe a kinship to you because they've been through similar feelings before. But it's like, what a shallow way to
I don't understand it.
cope, dude. You gotta cope.
Right.
So-
Sadie fans.
Anyways, I'm gonna cope over on my accountability thing. So you guys can follow over on TikTok with that. Don't go on TikTok and watch what I watch. But I do
No,
have allocated
don't do
periods
that.
of time where I'm not wasting vital moments. This is like when I'm in transit and I put something on, because you can only listen to a book on tape every day of your life, or a podcast every day of your life, or self-help stuff every day for 8 hours or 6 hours a day until you need 10 minutes of TikTok relationship chaos
Right.
just to cleanse your palate. You're like, when you're somebody like me who never feels like you're doing enough, and you're doing as much as you probably, I'm not gonna pat myself up, but you're doing a lot. You do quite a good amount. It's nice to just look at other people and be like, you're a human too, eh? You seem way more fucked up than me. God damn. God damn. God damn, I feel better. Thank you. Like I said, you just need a palate cleanser every once in a while.
Yeah, no doubt. So we touched on this in a couple of videos back. I was talking about the McFarlane Batmobile and how I was saying it was 7-inch, but it wasn't confirmed at the time. He has
Bigger than that, ladies.
It is bigger than that. It's 22 inches, this Batmobile.
It's not that big.
Round.
Right. Son of a bitch.
And so it does fit a single figure. So it's 1 7-inch figure.
It's a single finger.
It's a single
Whoa.
figure.
Oh, figure.
Figure. Did I say finger though?
No.
Oh, okay.
You said
So yeah,
7 inches.
7 inches. One Batman or whoever you want to put in it, but it does fit a 7-inch.
So not the Lobo body size or one of the like God-sized McFarlane.
Well, yeah, the dark side's not fit in there. Maybe
But
a
the
Lobo.
Flash or Batman or
A
Green
Slenderer,
Lantern,
probably, yeah.
Steel, any of those guys are going to be able to drive the Batmobile.
Yeah,
You said this was only on the website too, right?
for right now. Yeah, it was McFarlane store exclusive.
McStarlin can only fit one finger in there.
He could, yeah. But not only that, he showed
It's
off the
McFarlane's
Batmobile.
birthday today. He's
Oh, was it?
62. Yeah.
Oh, damn, that
No,
probably-
was it? It was still today. Today's still going on. It is.
Oh, it was. Okay, it is.
Yes, it
That's
is.
right.
It is.
It
McFarlane's
is.
birthday
It
is
is,
62.
That's
Shout
probably
out
why
to
he
the
announced
former
that.
owner of the Oilers, Todd.
Todd. Oh,
Right, the Todd father.
Todd father.
That's
you
what
hear
he's
that?
known as. That's
The
what he's
Todd
known
father,
as. The
huh?
Todd father.
I did not know that.
McFarlane's a beast.
He is a beast. But he also showed off the Batwing, which is a whopping 35 inches. Which
Won't be that big either.
No,
sorry.
no, sorry, ladies,
Yeah,
sorry,
you're gonna
no.
fuck. What kind of size queens are? So I'm 35 inches. I'm starting to think you know what a fucking inch is.
No, I
I don't think you
so.
know what inches are.
But it costs a whopping $249.99 American for this thing. It's 35 inches. Thing's massive.
This is the Batwing.
This is the Batwing. Yeah.
Is this an exclusive as well?
It wasn't exclusive to the store. Yes.
When you say was
It was sold out.
sold
It
out.
was sold out.
In how fast do you know?
Like
Or am I
under an hour.
Under an hour.
Yeah.
How many did they make? Did it say?
It didn't say. Yeah, I just watched videos of people trying to get it, and then they
Son
made a
of a
video
bitch.
saying it got sold out.
35. That's big. Too.
That is
yeah,
it's
that's
huge.
big.
Massive scale, yeah. So
Right.
it looks like the Bat symbol. It's not like the actual replica from '89, as much as the Batmobile was that they did, but it's more the Bat symbol that he has on his chest kind of shape.
Does Keaton fly the plane in the '89 one?
Yeah, the first one, Joker shoots him down. Boom.
Right.
Out
Right.
of it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
Oh, it's such a great movie. It still holds up, I swear.
Oh, for sure it does.
Absolutely.
I found the best thing that he was as far as like being Bruce, and people could debate us if they want in the comments. We're not even looking at the chat, so you can fuck yourself. You debate me all you want, but I'm not
Right.
listening. You're screaming into the abyss here, dog. The thing I would say the best about Keaton is he played both characters well in the idea that you wouldn't know that Batman and Bruce Wayne were the same people.
Very different.
Whereas Bale and all them, very much still the same guy. But like Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne was like this suave, smooth talking, kind of debonair millionaire, sort of a undersized frame. So he didn't look imposing or like
No.
he wouldn't have given it up. But then on the other end, the Batman still talked. Very short. And he is almost like he flipped a switch, played two different.
Oh, absolutely.
But that dual identity thing would need you to do that. You couldn't just be Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne.
No,
and Christian
it was a
Bale
very
as-
layered character.
very layered.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think for kind of a campy movie, that totally doesn't get sold enough because you don't see it. You don't get to see it as much in the second one. I find the second one to not be. It's not as much of a film as it is really like the start of the like superhero movies. You know what I mean? Like you started to feel like they almost got their footing a little bit, and they started to feel comfortable putting out these like colorful things with explosions and big set pieces. And
the third one was definitely
third one started.
A lot
Things
of
started to
green
jump
and
the shark and
pink and shit.
good movies. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
because I like superheroes a lot. That first one though, other than Joker, everything else felt still like a film.
Yeah.
Right? Joker was the only really pronounced. Even his thugs all were in the leather. Nobody was really. Bob was in the leather.
Right. They're all very like just like black
Toned
kind of
down.
suits. Yeah.
Very toned down.
Absolutely,
And I thought that was a well acted thing by Michael, which I think a lot of people don't realize.
No.
Because they're not thinking of it in that way. The keep the identity under wraps. But he did that with his interactions with Basinger as Vicky Vale. I think a lot of the interactions were very smooth and this like dapper, almost Don Juan billionaire.
Oh, for sure.
Who like, remember the time he like bumps into her and he starts talking about the art, like one of the like suits of iron or.
Oh no,
and
it
starts
wasn't
shit talking.
It wasn't Vicky Vale.
Bruce Wayne.
It wasn't Vicky Vale that he bumped into. It was like the guy. I can't remember his name. The guy that works with Vicky Vale.
Oh, right.
They bug him about the Batman character.
Right.
He's looking, he's like, oh, why would he buy this smug thing? He's like, he doesn't clue in that he's Bruce Wayne until Vicky Vale shows up and starts talking to him, and then he comes and interjects.
Right.
Bruce Wayne.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
See, it's been a while.
It has, but a great movie.
Good movie.
But another thing that was really cool that Disney announced. Okay, Disney announced this last year at D23. It's a retractable lightsaber. So they only showed off
35 inches.
It's very cool. So they only showed it off a little bit, and then they just came out like yesterday at the SXW or SW, sorry,
SW at South by Southwest. Is that what it is?
Something like that. It's still like their con or whatever, the Disney con.
Oh, okay.
And they showed it again, the retractable lightsaber, and they started going into a little bit further detail. They didn't say how it works, but it was very cool. It lights up.
Is it like a replica to scale and everything?
Yes. So the hilt is a little thicker because obviously it's a retractable blade that goes in there, but
Makes
the retractable blade doesn't look like it has separate pieces. Like a loose, like it's thicker at the bottom.
It's all smooth.
It's all one size that comes up.
Okay.
And the lightsaber hilt is the exact same size as like a normal lightsaber. It's a little thicker, like I said. That's probably fit all the light components and stuff. But it comes out and it looks like it's so cool. It just looks like just like a lightsaber. He was swinging it around a little bit. I don't know if you can actually have duels with it. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably more of a showpiece for cosplay, stuff like that, because it's retractable.
A lot of that. People love their cosplay.
If you guys
Shout out
haven't checked
cosplay
out,
girls.
exactly.
They keep doing that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, cosplay girls. Never stop your grind.
Never, because they are a god.
Yeah, God bless you. Right.
Woo, baby.
Yeah.
But
wait. So, the price?
Have not announced the price yet.
No announced price.
People are saying $200.
And so it's not released yet. We're not talking like the Batwing where we're looking retroactively. This is still coming.
This is still coming.
What lightsaber is it?
So they just showed off
Luke's?
Just Luke's lightsaber.
Makes sense. Luke's.
And technically it would be Anakin's lightsaber.
Right.
So it would be the one that he had in episode
Makes
3.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it's pretty cool. Sound
Super cool.
makes a lot. It's very loud. It's very bright. I don't know how if that's just the show off model, like they show like the prototype, the demo. I don't know how actually the production model will hold up to what they showed, but I imagine it'll hold up to Disney. So
I hope they're not going to burst into flames.
No, hopefully not too.
Right,
no,
or teleport you into the past with dinosaurs or polio.
No.
Yeah, I hope none of that happens. Right.
But Hasbro announced the new line of G.I. Joe characters, which are kind of underwhelming, I thought.
Are they restarting it again?
Yeah, they're doing Indiana Jones, just the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, the Hasbro's doing Indiana Jones. For some reason, I thought I heard G.I. Joe.
Oh, no, Indiana Jones.
Okay, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's not
I must have zoned out.
Hasbro started G.I. Joe.
I had a stroke.
Right, not another one.
I was like, not another restart of the Joe line.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
No, but
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
That's all right. Not a very deep roster.
No,
I'm going to run out of stuff after 3 or 4 series.
They definitely did more character likeness to the scope. Like loosely on the character, not on the actors themselves.
On the
but
written character.
On the written character.
Because you got to pay likeness fees if you're going to use Harrison Ford's face.
It's not like in Star Wars, like you get Star Wars.
And personally, I hate Marvel Legends when it's fucking Chris Evans as Captain America.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Like, I just don't like it.
But it's Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
True.
They could have done it.
True. There is really no... Did anybody else play her? Has there been another Indiana Jones movie since the Crystal Skull?
There's one coming up here, the Dial of Destiny.
So the last one was that Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
from like 15 years ago.
I think he's dead in this movie.
Shia's dead.
Yeah, Shia's dead.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they're
RF in the chat for Shia.
I know he's not showing up for it.
Took an L.
Yeah.
I think he's had a bit of a personal struggle for the last little while. He doesn't seem like a guy who's very even-tempered.
No, I don't think he's...
Erratic is one of the... And I mean, again, don't know him, so contextually really difficult to put a fucking the jacket on this guy. And just
I'm definitely not shrinking on.
I just, from afar, he seems like someone who either is a little dialed off or he's really so over the celebrity thing.
Well, yeah, it's fine
that he doesn't care about like we've talked about the fuck you money.
Yeah,
where you're just like, I don't give a shit. Like, how about I just smoke rock cocaine and you just fucking
7 gram rocks.
You just eat a dick because I got all this fuck you money. And that people might do that, right? So, and I'm not saying that maybe he's not. I'm not saying he's doing any of that. I'm just saying when you get to a certain point, sometimes you get enough where you're like, I don't care about this anymore.
No.
I don't care what you people think. And that might be the case, but he just seems like someone who, he was big for a bit. And then he kind of seemed to almost become a little bit of an unpredictable...
Yeah, he had that show Even Stevens that were on, then he had a string of movies with Constantine.
Right, that's what I mean, he was in a string of movies.
And Transformers,
he was in like some good stuff beyond the
Disturbia, that was a good movie.
Yeah, he was in some good stuff. Yeah, who knows, man?
Trouble now, but
Hollywood does some wacky, wild things. So lightsaber. So we'll keep Shia LaBeouf at bay with this replica lightsaber. He's a frail dude. I'm pretty sure I could just mollywop his ass.
I don't think he's a big guy.
No, I don't imagine.
Small little wee lad.
I don't imagine he's going to hold up too well.
But no, we were talking about the Indiana Jones 6-inch Hasbro.
That's it. 6 inch, bigger than that.
Oh yeah, bigger. But the McFarlane's a 7-inch. You go there, baby.
Bigger than that. Speaking of McFarlane, you guys like McFarlane toys? BigBeaverComics.com. Lots of McFarlane stuff over there. No other toys over there. 6-inch or otherwise for you ladies.
So Lego has announced too.
Instagram, Facebook, Big Beaver Comics, all that. He's not gonna let me plug this shit.
I thought you were
going to tell a story.
I thought you were going to take a drink there, and then I was like, shit.
I just do this to fake you out. I know
you. I was like, he's going for a drink. He's going for a drink.
I just like feeling the tide move in the bottom of this drink.
The rocker of the boat.
Right. I took some Gravol for seasickness. I'm feeling good over here.
But another Indiana Jones franchise has been announced with Lego, which is doing the Indiana Jones playsets now, which would have been cool when I was a kid. I played with
They ripped the guy's heart out in Temple of Doom Lego?
No, because they canceled that playset. Probably because of
They canceled Temple of Doom, all of the stuff from it?
Yes, the playset. Because they had...
was there a playset from each movie? Was there 4 movies?
As it just showed, I think it was just the first 3. Nothing from the Crystal Skull. I didn't see.
Okay.
But I just heard that, or they announced that the canceled...
So what's the playset for 1? Because 1 has a couple notable sets. Does it have the boulder and the Grail room?
No, they just showed, they announced it and they showed...
Oh, they haven't showed it?
No, they showed, the boulder, the box art.
Oh, but it's a boulder.
Yeah.
And the Grail room, I would imagine, right?
I would imagine, probably.
Yeah, because 1 has some notable sets. I'm not even a fan of the Indiana Jones. I think you know that. Don't hate me, people. I'm not a big fan of the Indiana Jones. I find Harrison Ford to be pretty boring.
Well,
he's my least favorite guy in Star Wars. Him and Chewie both are annoying.
Oh yeah, well,
I like Luke.
I like Han for some things. I like Han for the scoundrel part, but I like Luke.
He's Bruce Wayne in every movie. He just plays the Bruce Wayne kid. He's just trying to be too smooth, trying to be too cool for school.
Well, yeah, I've noticed that, and even in was it Air Force One? Was he in that Air Force?
That is a good movie.
He was still Indiana Jones or Han Solo. He still played that character. Harrison Ford.
That's what he plays.
I noticed that.
That's what he is in American Graffiti. That's every movie he's in.
What's that one where
he's just Harrison Ford?
He plays the president again or something like that. And he's getting sniped out, and he's trying to run through the city.
He's played the president a couple of times.
Yes, yeah, but he always plays that same character. He's He's like a Nick Cage.
No, Nick Cage has such a range. Nick Cage is a wacky son of a bitch.
I know.
Nick Cage can play all over the board, all over the spectrum.
Well, I guess Harrison Ford could not do that.
I don't think there's any question about that. Nick Cage is on the spectrum. No, Harrison Ford can't adventure into unforeseen or uncharted waters.
You can see Nick Cage as a lawyer, a scientist, a cop,
You can see him as a lawyer scientist who goes to space.
Astronaut, Dr. President.
Fights gorillas with lasers coming out of their eyes.
Oh, of course.
Right.
And it all makes sense. I understand that.
And it all makes, because every time you just look at him, it just kind of whitewashes your brain into understanding that you just got to let go. It's like doing ayahuasca or something, watching a Nick Cage.
Ride it out, baby.
Just ride it out.
Just go with it. You're already in it.
Speaking of ayahuasca, have you been watching this saga with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets and the Packers?
Has he been doing ayahuasca?
Well, he does it in the off seasons.
Okay.
That's kind of one of his things, is to go and do little retreat deals. But like, that's whatever. But he wants to go to the Jets. The Jets want to take him on. He's got a massive fucking contract.
Yeah.
And the Jets and the Packers can't reach compensation. And the Packers know they don't want to keep him.
Because I heard he was going to the Jets.
We talked about this on the weekend.
Yeah, I just read an article too, like today.
He told them on Friday that he wanted to go to the Jets. The Jets have already apparently made overtures to the Packers about what they're willing to give up specifically in compensation. And the Packers sound like they're dug their heels in, but they've dug their heels in on saying publicly they want to get rid of Rodgers and saying that Love is basically the guy they're rolling with next year. So like, how do you can't wash your hands of a guy who you're gonna, I don't care how many MVPs he's
won. Eating paint chips over there?
He's won a lot of MVPs and he's won one Super Bowl. Yeah. He's like 35, 36 years old, and he's a bit of a rebel. Like, when you really want to talk about like rebels in the league, I know we have a lot of like impulsive kind of morons that do stupid things in all sorts of different sports leagues that aren't thinking their shit through. But like, on a cerebral level, Rodgers just like doesn't listen. Like, he's well aware that he doesn't listen. He kind of like flaunts his lack of listening. Yeah. Not to say he's going to go out and do like criminal misbehavior. He's just not a great team player if he's not satisfied. So he's already older, a lot of accolades in the past, career seems to be slowing down, bit of a rebel as it is, and you're going to have to take on $40+ million in a yearly salary, probably for another 2 years in New York. What does Green Bay expect? Like, you're not trading a first overall draft pick. Like, you're trading a guy with a lot of baggage. Like, he's got a lot of TikTok dating baggage. He could maybe, right? He does like to get on the internet and bellyache a little bit.
He does?
A little bit. Not that way, but about football.
Okay.
But I mean, he's got a lot of wear and tear. He's got a lot of baggage. He's got fuck you money. Doesn't really listen to authority. He could very easily check out mentally and drag that team down with him, and he's got a huge contract. They're offering you compensation for him. They're willing to give you something valid. Now, I can't believe I'm sitting here actually like trying to vouch for the Jets, because fuck Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I want the Jets to start Zach Wilson until the day I goddamn die, because I'm a Bills fan.
Right, you don't want him in your division.
I don't want him anywhere near me, because he gives me scabies. So keep your fucking cooties.
Oh, yeah.
Right, keep your dirty cooties over in the NFC. But if we're just calling it for what it is, we have to be honest that this is the best move for the Jets and the Packers. And if I'm just talking to you in a non-biased way, the Jets should get this done. The Packers really should get this done and wash their hands of this and allow Rodgers to either go and prove that he's got something to prove, or allow the situation to prove itself that you were right to wash your hands of him and that he is still too much of a wild card to go in anywhere, and not have it be solely about him. Because he does have a lot of guys he kind of like has told the Jets he wants brought in. If he comes in, he wants Allen Lazard, which they've already signed. They signed yesterday. He wants Randall Cobb, who's 9,000 years old. He wants Mercedes Lewis, who's 9,005. Like, so
why does he want all these old men?
Comfort. Yeah. They're like, well, Lazard's not old. Lazard's like 27. So Lazard's
right, but the other two guys.
Comfort. He's a guy who really likes. He is somebody who I'm not entirely sure in the long run is going to be able to get over choking in the playoffs, which has kind of become his routine, even in MVP seasons. So I'm not super worried about him in that way. Not that Josh Allen's any better in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But for Green Bay and for the NFL media as a whole, I'm going to be the last guy to talk about it now because everybody else has spoken about it. So fucking get this done. Rodgers is clearly going to the Jets. Not there yet. Compensation will be a couple of picks and right.
Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers.
Go to hell. Right. We'll see what's going on. Garoppolo went to, I want to say Oakland, went to Vegas. I like it personally. I know a lot of people aren't really huge on Jimmy G, bit of a game manager, not the most exciting quarterback in the world. Went in there on a pretty low salary, reunited with Josh McDaniels, had a ton of success early in his career in New England. I like Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo is good to plug into a system that it looks like the Raiders are kind of going to rebuild again. I know they've got, they brought in Buddy. Devontae Adams, they brought him in from Green Bay. They've got him in there at receiver, but they just moved out Darren Waller to the Giants. Giants pick up a nice tight end in Waller, which I think is a hell of a coup. Makes a lot of money, but hell of a tight end. Raiders clearly in a bit of a recalibrating sort of period, which it's a great time to do that because the Chargers, the Chiefs, excellent in their division. The Broncos just loaded up offensive line, guard, tackle, paying heavy money, investing in the run game in case Russell Wilson can't bounce back in his second year in Denver. So that division is a fucking infested shark pond.
Damn.
So for the Raiders to recalibrate right now might be the best thing to do. And I think Jimmy G gives you a really good opportunity to have a good quarterback, not going to fuck things up, not going to do anything too stupid, not going to knock you out of games that you might be in that are close. He's not going to pull off a lot of games. He's not going to win you games out of the absolute, stratosphere where you're like, holy shit, those 2 fourth quarter drives by Garoppolo, like you ain't going to be saying that. But you just re-signed Josh Jacobs to the franchise tag, and so the Raiders are in maybe a good spot in that sense. So I know a lot of people don't like Jimmy G. They find him very uneventful. His time in San Francisco was marred with injuries, but marred with a lot of wins. Jimmy G has a lot more.
San Francisco.
That's where he was.
Oh,
with the 49ers.
Oh, with the 49ers. Okay.
He was one of the multitude of injured quarterbacks this year. Garoppolo, Lance, Purdy. Remember, everybody was hurt to the point they were playing McCaffrey.
Everybody.
To the point where they were playing the running back in the playoffs. So, I mean, it's, a lot of people find Garoppolo uneventful. I think it's a nice move for Oakland. See? I wanted to say Oakland.
You did. You did.
It's a nice move for Vegas, son of a bitch. It's a nice move for the Raiders.
That's how I know too.
In a sense, right, Oakland, Las Vegas, LA. Yeah. I know through all those iterations.
Yeah.
It's a nice move for them in a sense that division's it's a wash. You're not winning it.
Go Raiders.
It doesn't matter what go Raiders. It doesn't matter what the fuck they do. They're not beating the Chiefs, and they're probably not beating the Chargers unless the Chargers.
So what do they?
I mean, the Chargers
give up. Give up.
Well, they shouldn't give up because you still have a reason to play and you're trying to flesh out a team for the following. So you never know what's going to happen. You don't know that Mahomes doesn't, decide to meet a girl and go on a whirlwind romance in next offseason and decide to retire and, get into big pictures, son. And how would you like to get into the picture show?
Be on the silver screen.
Right, yeah. What's your name? Up in lights. I mean, he already has that, but you never know what's good. He already has that for sure. Yeah, he does.
He does.
He absolutely does. So you never know what's going to happen. And the Raiders, you got to rebuild from the bottom up, which means you got to put a foundation in. And right now the Raiders look like they're kind of in that restructuring. And I think Jimmy G's a good quarterback for that. I think it's better than the Saints, who look like they're probably, and shout out to my boy Kaliak.
I was going to say Kaliak. You might want to.
It's better than it's better than the Saints, who look like they're also in kind of a restructuring mode, and they just went all in on a quarterback just to win their own division, which is like a shithouse division. Yeah, it's big deal. You're gonna win. It's right.
I'm sure if he's here right now in the chat, he's probably like, "Fuck you."
Right. He probably is saying. Well, the whole division's bad right now.
Yeah.
So big deal. So you just paid a bunch of money for a quarterback while you're retooling your entire franchise so that you can win the division this year and maybe not. And you're gonna get schooled in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It won't make a difference. You're just in a garbage division. You're in a CFL division with the Falcons and the Panthers. It's laughable, right? So yeah, but I wouldn't have paid Derek. I'd rather have paid Jimmy Garoppolo. Lamar, nothing going on. All I was going to say when we said Chargers, Austin Eckler got released. They try to save some money. Eckler'd be a hell of a pickup. Oh, I'd like him in Buffalo. He probably wants a grip of dough, though. He does everything. I'd love him in Buffalo. Oh, he's great. He does it all, bro. On the offense, Eckler's a force. He is a all-purpose yardage force. He would be outstanding, but he's going to want an absolute dump truck full of money backed up to his house. And I was the Charger, right? Obviously,
dump truck full of money.
Oh, absolutely. So would I. Name up in lights and on a silver screen, son. Get you up there with a dump truck full of money.
Oh yeah, dump truck full of money. I don't know what I'd do with a dump truck full of money. Probably do a Scrooge McDuck swim pool thing first.
I don't know. Eat myself a dump truck full of ass.
Right. See, that was going to be my first answer. Your favorite thing to do.
Oh, right. No, that's a bad answer. Right.
That's why it's there.
Right.
But now it's cancelled back.
Right. Shut up, wifey. Yeah. No, not that.
Right.
No. I mean, just in public.
You not in public?
I mean, not that I would. No, just the TikTok.
Oh.
Listening to TikToks in public. It's only half as embarrassing as doing the other stuff in public. So yeah, Zeke's out of Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott got released. Austin Eckler released. I thought that was a bit of a surprise in LA from the Chargers. Nothing on Lamar yet. Lamar says he had 130, 150 over 3 years, guaranteed, offered by somebody. Didn't say who it was.
Just took it.
Well, he wants over 2, right? Like,
I would take $150 million.
Wants a dump truck full of money and a dump truck full of ass. Can you blame the guy? He's a young lad. Testosterone's pumping. I can relate. So let the man, let him live. You only live one. YOLO. He's YOLO in this contract, Lamar. He's not playing. He said, I don't need no agent. He's not playing. He's going to play hardball, play chicken with these guys, apparently, because he's pretty adamant about it. So I don't know what's going to happen. We might come down to the beginning of the season and just having to see what that franchise tag brings. And if he comes in and plays that franchise tag, I don't know. But as of right now, a guy who I thought would have got offers and Baltimore would have got those 2 firsts for compensation, it's fucking nothing. You've got Lamar Jackson and he's healthy. Those 2 picks are nothing. You're going to be drafting 24th or 26th overall. It won't even matter. Those picks are inconsequential if you can get a top 5, top 3 quarterback in the league, if he's actually healthy enough to go. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine that if you don't try to put 1,000 yards of miles on his odometer every year running the ball, he probably won't consistently rack up these injuries. He'll probably have a much easier time, sitting back in the pocket and doing what he also does really well, which is play actual quarterback, throw the ball to open receivers. Because he's got a hell of an arm on him and he's got a good eye for open space. Like Lamar Jackson is not just a run the ball quarterback. So personally, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's all, and I heard this early. I heard all the owners might potentially have spoken behind closed doors with each other, but have made none of it on public record because it would be collusion to all say we're not going to entertain a contract of this size again. We're going to let that Deshaun Watson contract in Cleveland be the outlier from an owner that we all disagree with in regards to what that price was worth. And we're going to bring these contracts back down a tier and remain at the level we were at before. And none of us are going to sign him as kind of a show of solidarity silently to the players, that you can only push us and hold us hostage. So, but the hostage holding goes both ways. Like the thing that these owners, they'll run these dudes into the ground until their bodies are broken and then just discard them into like PTSD or
exactly what they do.
Induced mental illness, right?
Yeah.
They totally do. They totally do. You get traded millions of dollars in the potential for public notoriety to lose your body, basically. Your body gets picked apart by buzzards on national television for the cheers or jeers of the crowd. But you know the trade-off when you're getting into it.
Of course.
So in Lamar's case, pay that man. Pay that man.
You heard it now. Pay him.
He's that damn talented. Somebody pony up those 2 picks. Bills, trade Josh Allen to them. Take Lamar. Take Lamar Jackson. Mark my words. Timestamp this fucking podcast on this Thursday, on this day where I adamantly tell someone to take Lamar Jackson. And we'll come back in 5 years when Lamar's got himself a Super Bowl ring, wherever he ends up, and go look, see. And I'm not
Timestamp.
He's got a nice one. He's got some nice bling he wears.
Oh, yeah.
Nice head of hair too, that son of a bitch.
A lot of football players have a nice head of hair.
Fucking show
I
off.
wish I had bling.
I really wish you had a lot of other people's stuff, eh?
No, other stuff. My stuff.
Dump truck full of. Oh, yeah, I wish I had my own bling. I don't want to steal yours.
No. Like, I don't know if I'd have some bling though. If I was, I'd probably just still dress the way I dress. But I was wondering, what is that hockey mega box or hobby box that we have? The NHL, the old stuff.
Like up there?
What year is that? What year? 91, 92, or 90, 91? Because I was hoping to get, I was looking these up the other day.
This doesn't have the Stanley Cup hologram.
No, but does it have the Ralph Macchio?
Oh, it might, yeah.
295. Wait, is the platinum? Is it the Pro Set platinum?
No, it's not
Oh,
platinum.
that makes me sad in the pants. So I'm going to tell them the Ralph Macchio card then.
Regular Pro
He's
Set.
from 91, 92.
Second set.
So he's not. So then I won't get the Jim Belushi card that was in the 91, 92 Pro Set platinum. He was number 300.
So we could win things in here. There were odds.
Potentials, huh?
Grand prize, a 3-day, 2-night trip for 4 to the 4th game of the 1993 Stanley Cup Finals, including road trip, coach,
Nice.
airfare. So we get a DeLorean, apparently.
I was
It's going to
gonna
take us
say.
back to 93. Were there any good toys or anything out in 93?
In
What were you looking for?
93?
Ooh, this is kind of tightly shrink wrapped. I'm going to need some scissors to
Oh, I'm gonna say.
even see.
93. Oh, yeah.
Really? Right? That's kind of
Well,
kind of in a no man's land of action
there's,
figures.
There's Toy Biz, the X-Men series.
I guess I have a bunch of those actually. Remember in the Ziploc bags?
There's the end of there's like really shitty G.I. Joes in there.
Really shitty.
You don't want none of those, huh?
Dude, those are like the weird colored.
Star Wars toys would have sucked in 93.
Soup. There was no Star Wars.
Oh no,
toys in
93, no, 95 would have been the Power of the
95 was
Force.
Power of the Force,
Right, that's
right.
true, yeah.
There's nothing in 93 for Star
No.
Wars.
No.
There's nothing. Just a little bit of
no.
Turtles. You're in series 4 of Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I know.
Maybe
yeah.
series 5.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing really in that.
Look at that. We just cracked open.
Yeah,
Cracked
look at that.
open
What is
the
this?
31-year-old box.
32 now.
30. Oh
2023.
yeah, I guess right.
2023. What's in there?
Smell that? That's fucking paint sweat.
So I'm gonna miss out on the Jim
So what
Belushi,
else
Ralph
we read?
Macchio.
Oh right, you've got. What is this list you're reading me
Oh,
off?
I was just there's some famous people in hockey songs. I didn't know that.
These are all stuck together and fucked up, and they're gonna be good.
Oh yeah, let's open it. Let's open
All
it.
right.
Let's
Tell me
open
the
one.
story about Ralph Macchio.
So I didn't know there was famous people with hockey cards. So when I read this, I thought, oh, they actually played in the NFL or the NFL
And the
and
NHL.
the NHL. So Ralph Macchio has a card, like I said, number 295 in the 1991-1992 Pro Platinum Series.
These are in nice shape.
So
Get these
does
graded.
Jim Belushi. Nice.
Yeah, Craig
Yeah.
Simpson from the Oilers, 50 goal scorer. Craig,
Woo, baby! Yeah. So they have a Mike Myers card, which came in the 92-93. But he was in the Alberta International Team Canada, number 14. Then there was a Jason Priestley card that came out in 2015-2016 in Champs, number 300.
Champs. I don't know what that is.
No, me either. I didn't know that product didn't ring any bells to me.
No.
Then there was a Pamela Anderson card in 2010-2011 from Don Russ,
Okay.
fan of the game, number 2.
Well, there's going to be a lot. Then that's in hockey.
That's in hockey.
Oh, that's in hockey. Eh?
That is
Oh, okay.
all in hockey.
So I was going to say there are some celebrity cards out there.
Yeah, so
'Cause,
they
like,
never
leagues
played
and
hockey.
stuff. Right. No,
Right.
that's an actual hockey.
Yeah. So I thought at first when I was starting
Pat
to read these-
LaFontaine. There was
Yeah.
a Patrick Waugh in this last pack here.
Oh, look at that.
Patty Waugh on the All-Star team.
Yeah. Look at that.
So Pam Anderson and Jason Priest,
yeah, and
Gordie
The
Howe.
last notable one that I have here is Lisa Milano. She was in the Pinnacle, number 7, fan of the game in 2011-2012.
She seems like a psychopath.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She worries me. I
That's
wouldn't
right,
give
I
her
would go.
sharp objects in a room alone with me. I would be on the way out.
Oh, absolutely. Well, she's already on the way out. Anyway.
Well, no, yeah,
She's
no,
going
she's,
bald.
yeah.
You know who was really good looking when I was a kid? Terry Hatcher. I like Terry.
Terry Hatcher, eh?
I always thought Terry Hatcher and Alyssa Milano were almost the same person, but they were definitely not.
No, they're definitely not. Terry
They're definitely
Hatchers are
similar.
real and they're outstanding.
That's what I hear.
That's what I've heard.
That's what I've heard. I've heard
Like
that multiple times.
Seinfeld. I don't can't really remember a childhood crush.
And the Pink Ranger for Power Rangers.
Yeah, you've said that before.
Yeah.
These packs have been tepid.
What do you mean? Look at this. We get 10 cents off. What?
We're getting a nice stack of cards through 3 packs. There's definitely
Rink Rat. Oh, I thought this was for Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Right? Chuck E. Cheese is boss, dude.
Give a Chuck E. Cheese.
I got to.
Oh, look at the scratch.
My kids go there all the time. Yeah, give it a good scratch. See what you get. You're gonna unscratch old polio from inside there.
That's not even scratching.
No, because it's from 1,000 years ago.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I got my Walmart key thing right here.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
It just doesn't even scratch. Is that you're supposed to scratch that, right?
I have no idea. What do you think? Do you think I work for ProSet?
I think you scratch and win instantly. Yeah. So why?
Dude, we got. Look at this. We got 5 All-Star cards in 1 pack. Gary Suter, Rick Tocchet, Al McInnes, Guy Lafleur, and Dave Christian. That's right.
Nice.
Dave Christian from the Boston Bruins made the All-Star team back in the early 90s. Did it scratch? What does it say? Does it just say you're whack?
Let's go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it just says you're whack, eh?
Yeah.
It's like you're whack.
Nothing.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Must be fused together after
Thanks
32
for playing,
years.
stud.
Loser. So what are we gonna do with these fine cards?
I got a fucking rifle these at the wall. I think you can almost bet your bottom dollar on that there, pumpkin.
Let's get the kids down here and stand them up.
Right, I'm gonna make my
catch
kids,
cards.
every time my kids get a line, I'm gonna eat one of these fucking things.
No, probably give you a good kid.
Lakers shit the bed.
They?
Yeah, of course. They don't have LeBron. AD is still sitting out a back-to-back game. So AD sat out, and we had Schroeder in there, and D'Angelo Russell. Are you opening one of those?
I just wanted to see it.
Yeah, no, see if you get a Gretzky or a Mess or a Heisman or something.
We got a Todd Gill.
I love Todd Gill.
Me too.
Todd Gill for the North Stars.
Cervical.
I know, that's fine. But Todd Gill's way more exciting than the Lakers. So the Lakers just found a way to lose to the Rockets, the second worst team in the league. So we are terrible for a playoff push. I mean, I can't say as I'm holding. Is that Mario?
I found the Stanley Cup card.
Yeah, it's Mario. I can see him on the back. It's Mario. It's a Mario.
Well, look at this. We got a black and white card
Yeah,
here.
there's been a few of those. Yeah. It's a Mario and Bob Erie. Bob Erie's the other guy holding.
Oh, there's Patrick Roy in there
Mario. Patrick Waugh.
Right, not Patrick Roy. Oh my.
This guy, is he in the Montreal jersey in that one? I remember these from when I was a kid.
I think.
Let me see. Ron Tugnut. Oh yeah, I had this Waugh card too. I love that one. Like in the action there.
Yeah, there you go.
Love that stuff. Steve Smith. Don't score on your own net there, Steve.
Was that before?
He scored on the Oilers. He was an Oilers defenseman. Scored on us in the playoffs. Eliminated us against Calgary.
Sabotage. He was a good hoos.
He won a couple of cups here, so I didn't want a cup after that. So I don't think he was trying to sabotage us.
Maybe he had a very big debt, like a gambling debt.
He looked mortified. He looked mortified when he did it. So I don't imagine that's. If he did, he acted his way well out of it.
Well, yeah, because
he looked like a person who was absolutely mortified.
The whole city, everybody hates you right now.
This was in the 80s when you could still like hide somewhere.
You get stabbed in the throat and walk away.
He looked mortified. No, Steve Smith is still alive and well.
Well, yeah, but it's a scary time.
So the Lakers are mortified. No AD, no LeBron. No, I have no real aspiration of a playoff push anyways. These people that keep talking about this are drunk on themselves. They might as well be making relationship videos on TikTok. They sound so delusional. So I don't think the Lakers are gonna, even if they get into the playoffs. I know AD and LeBron have a lot of playoff experience, but I just don't see them being able to get over the hump of them not really having much of anything beyond that. They got a lot of depth. People who make the excuse they've got 2 top 10 players in the league, I don't necessarily think that might be the truth anymore. I think for the amount these guys both play, I think I would rather a 26 a night guy, 25 a night guy, 24 a night guy that can put up 76 games, put up 80 games, rather than put up these 40 game seasons. So Lakers, man, fucking lost to the Rockets. I can't say as I'm surprised. I looked at the box score and I was like, of course. Of course.
Ouch.
We were like the best team since the trade deadline in the West. Got like some of the best defense in the league since the trade deadline. Everything, man. 80s, like, well, I got to sit out a game. Yeah. You know, the doctors say got a preventative stuff for my, like 100.
Well, your Lakers are doing better than my Wizards, so.
Well, the Wizards are terrible.
I know.
Yeah, but that's. Yeah,
makes me sad.
You're going to be terrible next year too, because at least you're not going to be silly 2 seasons in a row. and overpay Kuzma. You're going to let Kuzma go because Kuzma's going to get a grip.
Yeah, we haven't been wizarded in a while.
No, there's been no wizarding there in forever.
No wizardry, no
you
nothing.
You didn't wizard even back when you were the Bullets.
Not even a soft mage.
No, you're not. No fire mages, no demon warlocks.
No,
none of the good stuff.
An Erectus, that's what I mean.
An Erectus is exactly. It's easy to be a Wizards fan because you don't have to care.
Because there's no expectation.
That's what it was like being a Bills fan for a long time. It was so simple to watch football because you could cheer for any team because the Bills weren't in contention anyways. So you didn't fucking care. You're like, we have JP Lossman, we got EJ Manuel, we got Kelly Holt, we got all these fucking garbage goofs playing quarterback. And you're like, dude, we can't compete with Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady. And so like, whatever. Let's just see good football. Bills are out of it. What do you mean Bills are out of it? It's week 4 preseason. Like, yeah,
they're out
of it. Have you seen them? They're out of it. Like now they're kind of good, and it's tough because then you get in the playoffs. You know in your heart that you're still out of it.
Now.
Your expectations have changed. Right.
Lowered expectations.
That's what it's like being a Wizards fan. Lowered expectations. Right? You wouldn't do any worse if Gilbert Arenas came back and started eating up 40 minutes out there. Like, you couldn't do any worse. You pay Bradley Beal all the money in the world, but Beal can't do it himself. So you won't give Kuzma at least a stupid contract again in the offseason. So be thankful that you have nothing to worry about.
Anybody else having this conversation about their favorite team would probably be depressed. I am not.
Right.
No expectations.
Roll with the punches, man. Like, be like water.
They're still a team. They're still a team, though.
You want to be like water in a cup, in a bowl. And when it rages, when it's calm, you want to be like water.
They're still a team. That's all that counts.
Yeah, they're still there. They haven't dismantled them yet.
Not yet.
Speaking of which, son of a bitch, speaking of dismantling them, I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I heard the Clippers. Where the fuck were the Clippers flying? The Clippers were flying somewhere and their plane got struck by lightning.
Oh, shoot.
And it fell in altitude like a bunch of different times.
Oh, yeah.
Like dropped. Like when they landed, like I've seen a few of the Clippers tweet about how they thought they were dead. Like that is intense. So I just went, I don't like the Clippers, but I like people being alive still.
The Prayers in the shot. Oh, I guess they're already alive.
They're good.
They're not in the air right now, so this is
They landed, but that would have been a real what a way.
Yeah.
So they're fine, but pretty surreal.
Yeah.
Pretty surreal, struck by lightning, and like I don't know if you'd know it. I don't know if you inside the plane would know, really. I don't know how all that.
Oh, probably light in there with Twitch. You probably hear it too, getting struck, right? It'd probably be so loud.
But you'd feel that drop in altitude.
Oh, you probably get a little bit of zero G feeling going. Like
oh yeah,
right. You're
in
inside
between the I'm already gonna die feeling. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Everybody was fine.
But you know what? Your adrenaline was pumping so hard at that time. It's probably not that worse. Your adrenaline's
kind of. I don't want to put myself there, so I'm gonna say, you know what? Good to know everybody's good.
Right.
So the Clippers, go find yourself still in the playoffs. Don't like the Clippers. right up your candy ass. But for as far as like the breathing of oxygen goes, like I'm pro the Clippers breathing oxygen. I don't hate them like that. I just don't like them when they're playing basketball, organized NBA basketball.
Hold your breath while you play basketball.
Right, when you're playing basketball, trip on your own dick, goofy. Kings beat the Bulls. Simple stuff. Bulls were making a little push. Last couple of weeks, they were looking like they were finally coming together as a team. Levine's been having a better second half of the season. DeRozan still shoot the lights out pretty much any night. No Lonzo Ball, but it looked like the Bulls were going to make a push. It used to be a play-in team that was stifled. Boom, met the Sacramento Kings last night, and the Kings don't fucking play. And the Kings, even though we've talked about a couple of times now how the Kings don't have the experience going into the playoffs, I'm not entirely sure that lack of experience is going to matter the more and more I see the Kings play, because gosh, sometimes you just see people play, you see teams play, the way they've meshed, the way they're able to lock things down, and they look like teams who are veteran teams, like they've done this 100 times before, even though they just got together. And that's not obviously the norm. The norm is to see people who still have baby steps to take as they're gelling together. We've seen it here in Edmonton with McDavid and Draisaitl. We kind of still see it, unfortunately, but you see it with them, and it took a few years until everything was like 100% between the two of them, where everything just flows almost systematically now. So I thought we were going to still see that despite the success with the Kings, but the more and more I watch the Kings, the more I'm starting to believe that the Kings could come out of the West. And I know I was not saying that this past weekend, but
no, you weren't.
I'm starting to Sabonis, Fox, Barnes, it's starting to look like some guys got their shit together there in Sacramento, and that I don't know if they manifested the playoff experience in the offseason through the ayahuasca trips with
must have done something.
Aaron Rodgers, or what happened, but they're looking dangerous. What else? Sixers and Cavs. Sixers beat the Cavs. Number 3 beat the 4 in the East. Everybody had all their starters in. Donovan Mitchell was in. Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, the whole litany of guys for Cleveland were in. We had Maxey, Harden, Embiid, everybody in for the Sixers. Tobias Harris, everybody in. Sixers took it to them. If that's a preamble to us seeing the second round in the playoffs, or potentially a conference final in the East, looks like the Sixers, if everyone's healthy, all things being equal, it looks like the Sixers have that matchup as of right now under control, because they were in control of that game. Embiid is just lights out the second half of the season. I know a lot of people like Jokic. I know a lot of people have excuses or argument. I guess not excuses or argument for why Jokic should be an MVP for the 3rd year in a row. And I'm not saying Jokic isn't phenomenal, but I'm telling you, Embiid has knocked it up to even another gear this year. I would see over Giannis, over Jokic. Embiid would be my MVP, because I think Philadelphia, I said before the season started, I thought the 76ers were the team prime to go on and end up winning a playoff or end up winning a championship. I'm going to stand on that still as we start to wind down the regular season. But I think if they stay healthy with that lineup, I'm not entirely sure anybody in the league in 7 games can beat the 76ers.
All money on 76ers, ladies.
Don't do that.
Don't do that at all.
No, don't do that at all. Don't put your money on it.
You cannot listen to me. I am horrible with finance.
But yeah, everybody was in the lineup between Sixers and Cavs, ass kicking. Heat beat the Grizzlies. Heat, as much as we talked about the Heat being one of those teams like Atlanta, where they win one, lose one step forward, one step back, almost perpetually, they've been healthy almost all year. They haven't had a lot of real injury issues, and everybody going into the playoffs is looking like they're still firing on all cylinders. Wondering if the Heat couldn't sneak out. The Heat have been to the finals, conference finals in the last couple of years. I know the Heat aren't in a prime position as far as the rankings of the Eastern Conference go right now, but I wonder if a healthy Heat team couldn't go in and disrupt the apple cart in a couple of rounds, maybe even really upset a team playing a 2 against 7 or whatever the play-in designates the guys that win the play-in. I guess it would be 2-7, 1-8. But either way, playing a 2-7, playing Boston and getting an upset. I mean, it's not like Jimmy Butler doesn't rise to occasions. We know that Jimmy Butler is a playoff performer. He's got the track record to show that when the playoffs show up, Butler ramps it up to a whole nother level and puts teams on his back. So now if Adebayo is playing as good as he's playing, Hero's playing equally as good as he played last year when he won 6th Man of the Year, and the Heat were fairly troublesome in the playoffs. They weren't easy pushover. They've been nice and healthy this year. They've been on a quiet consistency. Again, it's not the kind of consistency you want to see. It's consistently one forward and one back, but they're consistently doing it night after night with everybody in the lineup. And these guys that are everybody, they have playoff experience. Adebayo, Butler, both been there before. That's not even a count Lowry, who doesn't play near as many minutes as he used to in Toronto. Heat, man, Heat might be surprising. I was surprised. They beat the Grizz. I mean, obviously, no Morant. And they locked down Bane. Bane had 14 points. They locked him because he's the number one focus. And again, the Heat know how to do that. They know how to play that playoff basketball. They can get up in your ass, man.
Damn,
that's prison close.
That's close combat.
That's close game. Memphis looked soft last night. They looked soft, butter soft.
They were soft in close combat.
They were buddy, not in prison. Not
when you're hard, bro.
No, you're gonna be
so hard.
You're gonna be giving up your fucking fruit cup every day at this rate, right?
Hard 24 hours a day.
Right. So Cupcake, don't give up your fruit cup. Get John Morant. They suspended him 8 games. The NBA
I heard that.
gave him 8 games. I don't know if he's better. He did a little contrition interview where he was like, I did it. I'm a bad person. I was like, I don't want you guys to see me. I don't want you guys to see me for the, the image that's being portrayed. I mean, it's like, but you made that image.
You portrayed that image, bro.
You're the guy who's trying to front like you're
It's not like somebody framed you.
Yeah, just shut up, play basketball, get paid. You've got a given gift here, dude. Don't squander this. You look foolish.
Yeah.
You look silly as shit.
He does.
For a kid who came into the league and really took over the mantle as the Grizzlies' #1 guy almost right off the hop, and looked like a kid who wasn't a kid, who was actually like a really mature, well-composed, a guy who could take on all this responsibility. It caught up with him. Took a couple of years, but it caught up with him. Let's hope there's a slap up the side of the head he needs to get his shit in order and not just train wreck what is an affluent career
He's
in
already
front of him.
starting to start poking spokes in his tires here.
Silly. Let's
Don't
just
be doing
hope this is
that,
it. You're not a victim though, Ja. You're
No.
the perp here.
Right.
You're the dummy of your own devices, much like the accountability thing on maybe Ja Morant. You want to join my 99-day accountability challenge, baby?
Let's do it, baby.
Come hang out with Cody over on TikTok. I'll get you in tip-top shape. You'll have the Memphis Grizzlies in the Western Conference Finals in no time. You won't be flashing no guns except these guns
Ooh,
on
yeah.
Instagram. Right. Maybe you a little more ass. Maybe you a little more ass in your diet. Calm down a little bit. You seem ornery. Bust one. Why are you so ornery? You're rich. What kind of ops do you have in Memphis? You're not from Memphis, goofy. Celtics beat Timberwolves 2 points, 104-102. Hell of a game. Everybody played good. Again, both teams full playoff rosters in there. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on Boston side. Anthony Edwards, who is carrying Minnesota on his back. They look amazing the second half of the year. Now that him and Gobert have found a little bit of chemistry, like I've been saying, that Gobert trade isn't looking near as bad as it did 4 or 5 months ago. Apparently, Karl Anthony Towns 2-3 weeks away from coming back too. So we'll see what that means for the playoffs. If he comes in and completely fucks everything up, because when he was here, there was no chemistry. There was no chemistry with the Wolves. The three of them couldn't figure it out on the court. It was just, there was too much traffic, it seemed like. Too many big men, too many guys that want the ball, too much something or not enough something, but it wasn't enough of something because I could tell you it wasn't working. And then when he went out, it seemed like it started working. So I'd hate to think that when Cat comes back the very next day, no, 3 weeks from now, but when Cat does come back, that he doesn't fuck all the chemistry up. That it seems like Gobert and Edwards are building. Not last night though, because the Celtics are world beaters. So they only beat them by 2 points, but both playoff lineups in there for both teams. And Celtics came away. And I don't think anybody, we saw for some reason the Timberwolves make it out of the West and go to the finals and play the Celtics. I don't think anybody, you guys, I don't care how many paint chips or gas fumes you've been huffing tonight, listening to us yammer on, there is no fucking way anyone would bet on the Timberwolves to beat the Celtics. So last night, I think just a bit of a preamble to what we already know, in that the Celtics are a better team than the Timberwolves, but Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves are making a case for potentially being a good team for years and years to come, because Edwards is definitely a 1A. I would say he's as good as a Ja Morant is right now. Like, I might debate you that Edwards might even be on a trajectory slightly better than Ja's. And I know a lot of people would say that that's maybe a little far-fetched, and I would say, I think you watch more Memphis games than you watch Minnesota games, because there are quarters where Anthony Edwards just absolutely takes over games, and he looks like just an unstoppable force out there, and the kid's only like 21. What's going to happen?
Yeah, he's still pretty young.
Super young.
Yeah.
Not anywhere near his prime. 5 years out from that sucker. If he doesn't get a little wear and tear on him or rack up a bunch of injuries or hopefully a bunch of delinquency, which we haven't seen any of that out of him yet.
No.
Edward Ant seems to be that you're not a fine, upstanding citizen of the highest accord, and we tip our hat to you, sir.
Thank
but
you.
right, but Ant-Man as well in Minnesota seems like he's a upstanding citizen in the Minneapolis-St. Paul region, and we tip our hat to him as well.
Of course, good sir.
Right, good sir. I say carry on about your business, which in this case is dominating NBA courts.
Good for him. Good for him.
Not last night though, because the Celtics beat their ass by 2.
Well, that's 2 points, not bad.
I like Minnesota. I like Anthony Edwards.
Me
I
too.
like Gobert. I like Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm done here.
I like anybody who shares the same.
Are you done here? Do you have stuff?
No, I'm done here.
We're done here.
We're done here.
We're done here.
We're done here.
We love you guys.
Love you. We're done.
Put your pants back on.
Okay.
No, not you.
Not you. No, you.
Not you.
Leave 'em off.
You take yours off.